Hi everybody, this is Jamal from Jay's Internet Solutions. Welcome to another episode of Jay's TV. Today, the topic is talk, engage, listen, right? And what does this mean? Like we said, marketing is all about conversations now, right? So you have the terms conversational marketing, relationship marketing, word of mouth marketing, social media marketing. Okay, these are all synonymous terms, okay? And the web today is all about conversations, right? So on top of Facebook, it'll ask you what's on your mind, right? Or what are you doing, right? Same thing with Twitter, right? You have status messages more recently on LinkedIn, right? And all of these websites want to know what are people doing, and so people are saying what they're doing, and then other people are commenting, and that's the whole conversation, okay? And on Twitter, people are talking about everything. They're talking about what they're doing. They're talking about brands. They're talking about how they're feeling. So how do you sort of streamline your activity? And I think that there's three sort of areas of conversation, right? The first one is talk, right? You have to be part of the community. You have to say things. You have to sort of expose yourself to a certain extent, right? Now, the word expose might sort of scare some people away, but you have to let people know who you are, okay? So you'll see Twitter pages of corporate brands, and there's no sort of personal conversation. They basically every day or a couple of times a day they'll send out links to products on their websites. Now that doesn't work because they're not talking, they're not exposing themselves, they're not saying who they are, they're not being sort of more than sort of one dimension, okay? So talking is important. So talk about things. A lot of people, I find value in all those sort of conversations, and I see the value in that, and we did talk about that in previous episodes. But if you don't want to say that you're having coffee, or that sort of things that you think aren't important, which I think is important, but if you don't want to say those things, at least talk about other things, maybe more things that are inclined to business, and let people know who you are, right? And if you're having a bad day, tell people you're having a bad day, right? Because it creates that human persona. It makes you more human, right? And the Web 2.0 space has been also called the human web. It's been called the human web and the social web. So these are important, okay? So talk, firstly, you have to engage. You have to talk. You have to be out there. You have to spend some time giving to the community, okay? And then the second is engage. Now engage is the conversational part. So when someone says something, comment, right? Or what's even easier than commenting now on Facebook is to like something, right? So if you find a comment or status from someone on Facebook or from a business on Facebook, and you don't need to maybe write a comment, maybe you're busy, you don't have time, so like it. It'll take you like a half a second to do that, okay? But that's important. That's engagement, okay? Also on Twitter, Facebook also, but more so on Twitter, people are asking questions, right? How do you get to this event, or what's the telephone number of that place? Like last week, I was driving and I wanted the number of the Taj Cape Town Hotel, okay? And I sent out a message on Twitter, right? Who knows the number for this hotel? And I could have gone to the website, I could have Googled the hotel's name, gone to the website, gone to the contact page and found the number, but people are sort of talking about things and asking questions on Twitter on a sort of a huge scale, and that's what people are doing. So I asked the question, and my friend Christopher Mills, he actually replied with the number, and I called the company, and I sort of it ended up that we had a shoot there for Jay's TV last week, okay? So when people ask things, respond, engage, okay? If you know an answer, sort of try to give someone some help where you can. And in a previous episode, I said that I take that personally a step beyond. When someone asks something on the internet, I basically, if I don't know, I'll go and Google the question. I'll go and find out what the answer is, and then tell the person. So it's a win-win situation, because the person is winning, is getting the answer that he wanted, and I'm learning as well, because I didn't know the answer. That's why I had to go and search for it, okay? So engagement is a huge part. So don't only talk, right? Because if you only talk, right, and you don't engage, then people feel that you're just trying to push your message and you're not sort of concerned about other people's messages. So that's important to engage and to be part of the community, right? And then the third one is listening, okay? Now we have mentioned quite a few times the saying by Chris Brogan that listening is the new marketing, okay? So you have to listen. Now your listening is your searches, right? So you have to spend a good deal of time, and that good deal of time is different for every business person, depending on what your business is, depending on what your goal is, and depending on your social media savvy level, right? If I might call it that, that ideal time for every person is different. I've shown people something on Facebook that a lot of people don't know, right? That's the sort of the next level of searching that Facebook implemented a few months ago. Because initially, when you search on Facebook, you could search people, you could search Facebook pages and groups, okay? Now, you can search status messages, right? So that was one step up for Facebook. And another step up is that you can now search Facebook status messages of not only your group of friends, but the whole of Facebook, right? So all their millions of users, you can search what those people are saying on a particular search word, right? So that's very powerful. So if you search iPhone, for example, right, you can search what your friends are saying about the iPhone. So that's posts by friends. If you go to the search section on the top left, you'll have posts by friends. And then below that, you have posts by everyone, okay? Now this is, if you're searching iPhone, the status messages of everyone on Facebook who are talking about iPhone at that time. That's very powerful, okay? So when you're doing research, when you're doing sort of listening for marketing purposes, then these tools, these small tools, right? They might seem small, but they are extremely important, extremely effective, okay? Because you have to know what people are talking about. You have to know what the concerns are of people, what makes them happy, what makes them upset, and all of those things. What are they talking about your brand, especially for big corporates? A lot of corporates, people are talking about their brands and they have no idea, right? So there's a lot of opportunity that is lost and a lot of brand damage that is done, right? Because these brands aren't sort of aware of what's going on. So it's very important to talk, right? And engage and listen, okay? You have to have a mixture of those three things. Any one of them on their own without the rest is sort of a bad idea, right? And the proportion of time that you spend on each of these three areas differ from person to person and business to business, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed that episode of Jays TV. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at jamal@jays.coza. Talk to me on Facebook and also on the blog of Jays TV. Talk to me in the comments and let me help you. This show is all about you, and I'm trying to sort of benefit all the viewers. So please feel free to contact me. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Jamal signing off. Until we meet again, crush it.